perfect burn after watching.
Oh my
To
god.
also do.
Hey guys,
Hi.
we burned some stuff for you.
Yeah, we already did the perfect burn after watching this movie.
Oh, it really is too. It was so painful.
And by perfect, do you mean that you want to burn it, or perfect that it's a perfect movie to watch?
It is. I mean, yes.
Let's talk about M. Night Shyamalan's, can we say maybe most controversial movie of all time?
Oh God.
Worst
can
movie
you, though?
or does worst work?
Worst work. Yeah, I mean, but
It
also
might be his worst
really?
movie.
Like they're all bad, right? Like even the good ones are bad.
Yeah.
Talk about Unbreakable again. How dare you?
We're alive, damn it! And Unbreakable can be shown.
Yeah.
If he would have wrote that, it would have been bad.
Yeah, it would have. He would have ruined it.
Um.
You ruined it.
Oh, guys, beer. What is this beer, Mike?
Yeah,
what
are
is
we
this
drinking?
beer? So this is from one of my favorite. Actually, we went there recently for Nick's birthday. Stout Beer Brewing Company.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Cooter's Apple Pie Porter.
What the?
Sounds
Holy
amazing.
shit.
Gross.
He's just saying
Gross.
Cooter.
You had me at Cooter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
It was really good.
Where do
Right?
these plants come
Right.
from?
Tastes just like an apple pie, right?
Where do these plants come from?
I'm gonna walk backwards now.
What is it? What's if they're blowing?
Apple pie.
My
sweets.
God, it's my friend. Hey guys, we watched The Happening, and it was a movie.
Happening.
I mean,
Now-
something happened
Now
here for
we
sure.
we want to let you guys in on this.
Yeah.
Mike and I watched this in the theaters.
We
So-
did. We were marks for M. Night Shyamalan
We were so
for no
excited.
reason. For no reason.
I mean,
No, he really. So The Sixth Sense was like his breakout film, and that was
Which
not
I hated, by the way.
terrible.
I hated it. I know I did watch that in the theater.
Science was great in the theaters. We watched
I-
Science.
I love Science.
And I'm not even being like a mark or like a jerk about this. Like I sat in the theater with a girlfriend and watched this movie, and I was like, oh, he's dead, right? And then he was dead, and I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
But you love Science. Don't
Like,
tell.
oh, and he's dead. And you're like, I know. Like I said, literally at the beginning of the. Okay, this.
Don't tell me you didn't love Science. You didn't love Unbreakable. You love both of them.
Why? But only because
Second, third piece.
so bad acting in it again. Like I think I think maybe is that his thing? Like he just gets people to be their worst.
His acting is terrible
At
in
acting?
every movie he's been in.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't even know why he gets a piece in his movies.
And it gets
It's like,
like every time.
hey, I'm here and I have something to say. I'm gonna read it just off the camera here. So,
That's his thing, though. That's his thing. Okay, it's his thing.
well, he's in
Whatever.
this movie too, Mike.
Yeah, so guys, let's go from the beginning to set up the scene, give them the ambiance of this movie.
Okay.
So first, there's possibly like 20 production companies for this movie.
Yeah.
I think they're all M. Night Shyamalan's different like areas for things. Maybe?
Some of these don't exist anymore. I'm looking at these. I'm
So-
like, I don't
So-
know any of these.
Plot is a science teacher, his wife, and a young girl struggle to survive a plague that causes those infected to commit suicide. I mean, it's what it is.
Then no lies whatsoever.
So, I just want to talk about the fact that this movie starts so dramatically. Like, at the beginning credits, like, they're really setting you, they're setting you up for a scary movie. And
And they're just showing clouds going past.
yeah, but the music is, like, so
Yeah,
dramatic.
whoa,
and-
it's like a 50s
But
serial.
I was like,
horror of some
I
sort.
really feel like they're setting us up for so much, but
Disappointment.
nothing is ever going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's going to
This
happen.
was
in
the
movie.
least scary movie I've ever seen in my life. I can't think of another movie that was less scary than this.
That was
so
supposed to be scary.
Yeah.
And so we're watching it, and we watched it before. We already kind of knew what happened. Actually,
Matt, what about Christmas Sleigh?
no, Christmas Sleigh was scarier.
Oh wow.
This is bullshit. Because at least there was like people dying in it that made sense. Like he was trying to like shock you, like all these people jumping off buildings. And I remember watching this theater. That actually, in the theaters, it was a little more shocking just because we didn't know what was going on yet.
Yeah, so to set up, for you, we call them Bernie Bros out there. For you Bernie Bros out there, the Burn After Watching Bernie Bros.
Yeah.
This movie's only 90 minutes, so if you do want to watch a really bad movie, you could do worse. It's pretty short. It feels, though, maybe like
So
4
much
or 5
longer.
hours.
Let's say
I can't believe you just said that. Like,
I'm just saying. Like,
Let's just say you're doing your
I
laundry.
got to the end and I was like, how long has it been?
yeah.
90 minutes. Oh, no.
Let's just say you want to do your laundry, but you also want to torture yourself.
Yeah.
Put your laundry in, so watch
Yeah.
this movie.
Like, don't have any of those metal chopsticks near you, because you'll put one right in your neck.
Yeah. So I do love that the movie just starts.
Yeah.
It just like
It also
people
just
are there.
ends, though. Like,
people
it
are there
goes-
just hanging out. Well, and I think that's the whole point is that's
Yeah.
what the event felt like. So
Okay.
it just
Yeah,
starts
okay.
and it just
I'm setting
ends,
up,
right? Whatever.
It's setting up happening to Electric Boogaloo.
obviously. So,
In like Paris or something, was it?
but yeah, so this, supposedly some people are immune to it somehow. I guess because you would be to a regular virus too.
No, there's no people that are immune to this.
Nope.
There's no people that are immune to this.
Nope.
Nope. No human is immune to this.
So then, but what about the people who...
We'll talk about it when we get to the end,
yeah.
because it's at the end of the movie. But yes, there's a little bit of dialogue about it, and you're like, oh.
Okay, first of all, this movie is built on an M. Night Shyamalan exposition vomit. Like, it's just everybody who comes into the picture is like telling you.
Again, this is also how the movie ends, and you're just like, why?
Just puking backstory on you. Like, every time you walk past a news thing, they puke some more backstory on. And then there's another TV with news on it, and puking back is like, okay, I got it.
But this has some star power, guys. We got Mark Wahlberg.
Okay,
as
so yeah.
Elvis.
We find basically people start killing themselves in the middle of Central Park, and we're just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Literally. Also, I
What's
wish I actually
happening?
had counted how many times they said happening or happened in this movie. Like
17.
they said it so many times. It was
Stuff just happening.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
What happened? What is happening? But we are introduced to this teacher, a science teacher, supposedly, although
Unconvincing.
totally unconvincing.
Maybe I think he's like a philosophy teacher, maybe.
No,
as well.
it
He's
like
telling you all this philosophy stuff and like, what do you really think science is?
He also is like kind
Yeah.
of cool with the kids. He's like saying cool things.
But not like also he's definitely thirsting after a 15-year-old boy at one point. Like, you have the perfect face.
Like, but someday you'll be old, right? Maybe see me after class, you know?
I
Say hi to your
don't
mom for
know.
me.
Basically, I
No.
was just, it was bad. It was like what Mark Wahlberg was trying to be someone else instead of just being himself in every role that he is. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe Mark Wahlberg's just being himself in everything. And then
people
he was
ask
like,
him to be him.
yeah.
And
yeah, and in this he was like, no, I really want you to try to be a science teacher who apparently
it's like Sean Connery.
is just
be
a boring
yourself
piece
doing
of
a
shit.
thing.
Exactly. Because that's what this guy was. Like, I did not give a shit about this character.
No.
I was not connected to him in any
It's
way.
like trying to put an English accent on Nicolas Cage. You know?
But I mean, you could definitely feel the chemistry between him and Zoe.
Oh my God,
Deschanel,
so
right?
then-
Like,
I was gonna say, but then we meet Zoe Deschanel's character. And now, early on in her career...
Alma.
Yeah, sure. Early on in her career, they definitely tried to have her be like the quirky bitch character, and then they realized she's just too sweet for that, so now she's like but this was like some weird in-between, we don't know what the fuck she's supposed to be thing, because she was really like weird and neurotic at the beginning of the film.
She's just shy. She doesn't like to show her emotions.
Okay.
You know I don't like to show my emotions.
Oh my God.
This is what girls do.
Oh my
Everyone
God.
knows this.
Also,
this is the probably perfect girl right now.
Also explaining it. Also, like, not a good character for her. Like, just
No, yeah, like it was, you could tell he does not know how to fucking write female characters.
Or male
Because,
ones.
or any characters, right? But, like, she just literally was just there to, like, be his wife. And he wrote up some stupid bullshit that they were supposedly going through
Hey,
as to why they're having issues.
maybe she's cheating on him. You know, it's a subplot, really.
Right.
Whoa.
With some guy she had tiramisu with. Oh, my God. But she's feeling so guilty about it.
And like, what? That's the payoff for that?
Yeah.
Do you know who played Joey?
Who played Joey?
Our man.
Joey was
M.
the
Night
other
Shyamalan.
man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shyamalan with Ding Dong was the
You
man.
heard his
Oh,
voice,
Jesus
apparently.
Christ.
I don't know. Yeah,
He's
I
in.
know. I
He's
know.
like, she's like, I can't talk to you.
So
right
anyway,
now.
but she's super awkward, and she's like, yeah, we're not going to be able to sit with each other on this train anyway, so I'm just going to sit by myself, and walks up. But she's being so sweet with the daughter. It's like, what is wrong
Because
with you?
She's a good mother, not a good wife. Okay.
But
guys?
she wasn't.
We
It
know
wasn't
Sure.
her kid though.
Okay, so, and
Don't
then
take a hand unless you
Johnny
mean
Legs is
Johnny Legs.
the teacher. What's the teacher's name? Elliot.
Best friend Julian.
Julian.
it. Julian. We love Johnny Legs.
Yeah.
Like friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
We want him to be all over
He
everything.
was on season 2, episode 3. So.
Yeah, and we want him to be a part of this, and then it's like, oh no, he's not really.
Yeah. So he actually gets them the tickets to go out with his mother out of the city. Basically, like everyone's trying to get out of the city immediately. And he's like, I've got the tickets and we're gonna go do this. And he's like, you and Alma come along. But his wife can't catch the train that they're on. So she runs late and she's like, I'll catch the next train. Don't worry about it. So they're on the train.
Don't worry.
And then they
And
realize
we know she's dead already.
we realize more things are happening as they're on the train because they're starting to get news. It's in other places now.
Yeah, because
But
that's
somehow-
in Central Park.
Somehow
Right.
though, their train is driving through what's fine. Like the country trees didn't get the memo about this.
Well,
like,
yeah,
shit, we're
no.
supposed to be killing people.
Because Matt, they're enclosed. If air doesn't get into places that are enclosed, everyone knows that. Like it's closed in. There's just no air exchange.
But if there's
Sure,
a small
exactly,
little rip,
Yes, a small tiny rip, like in a Jeep or something. Like for instance, a Jeep with a soft top.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Also,
but
if
not
the door is
over-
closed, even if it has a gap under it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Or
But
has
if you're in a
Slatted,
field,
it's like a slatted window covering.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. But if you're in a field with a bunch of other people, and some people are in that part of the field, but you're in this part of the field, you might be
fine.
okay.
Yeah, you might be fine. Yeah.
You
Like
what?
With the like upwind? What is? I don't even fucking understand.
Well, it kept. There's actually a thing that he's doing as a scare tactic at one point during that part where he's like blowing certain parts of the grass like around them and like, oh no, the wind has got the stuff in it. It's going to kill him.
Oh my
the natural
God.
compound that kills humans.
Oh my
It's
god.
a natural compound.
Oh my god.
It's
Okay.
not a terrorist attack.
So anyway, the train just
Still
stops
could be a terrorist
because apparently they're like, we have no contact with anyone, so we're just stopping here in this small town. So they get stuck in this small town in Pennsylvania because, of course, they were in Philadelphia. It's where all of his movies are.
It stops in this goddamn town in the middle of fucking nowhere, just like we're stopping.
No, they're like,
you can't
we
do
have.
that.
Yeah, they're like, we have no contact with anyone. All right,
No,
now.
they go, we lost contact. With who?
Yeah, with
With
whom?
everyone.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you're like, oh, that's supposed to be profound. He meant to be that to be profound.
It wasn't.
It was
So,
so poorly delivered.
but the stupid thing is that like
they're in Filbert, Pennsylvania. For
Filbert, Pennsylvania.
Filbert,
Right.
Pennsylvania. Because
I haven't even looked at my notes yet. I don't even need
the
them.
watched
stupid
the
thing
Filbert
is though like
Yeah,
all of a
absolutely.
sudden like power grids immediately start to go down and shit like that. Like this is happening as this day. It's only supposed to be a day. You think?
Well,
although
when you're
really,
suicide, like there's a guy pushing a button. It's like the hatch on Lost. Like someone's pushing that button. If no one pushes the button,
yeah, of course, right.
trees
That's how it
fucking
works. Yeah,
fuck us
exactly, exactly.
Also, the best part about this natural compound is it doesn't make you kill yourself. It just makes you stop trying not to kill yourself. That's really what.
It releases your inhibition to murder yourself,
But like,
but not murder someone else.
I
or, like
feel
fuck
like
someone.
yeah.
I feel like even if that didn't happen, I just wouldn't do it to my like. I don't know.
Yeah, man, that's because you're inhibited.
It's because I have that. I have that. I don't have that
Exactly.
toxin in my blood.
Like.
If I did, I'd be like.
And like Shyamalan read this one article about this stupid thing and was like, I can make a whole movie about this.
It's gonna be so good. Best movie ever.
And that's it. Like, he didn't think of any other plot.
I
He's
feel like
I'm
someone
gonna write
dared
around
him to make this
and
movie at this point.
Yeah, they should be punched.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a very like it's totally his way of being like, we're destroying our planet and we have to save it or else things like this could happen even though they won't. It's like, yeah, no, but no one cares. Like that's not.
So low key, every line that comes out of Mark will come out in his movie is fucking gold.
Yeah.
Because it is so bad. He literally, when they get off the train, Alma is worried, Zoe Deschanel's character, and he goes, "We're in a small town, Jess." Oh, he's talking to the little girl. So the little girl's worried. Not the little girl is Jess, but the little girl this one. Nothing will happen to us here. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Why?
No, because they're like, oh, it's only hitting like places with big populations so far. It's like, what? Okay. I
Also,
guess.
there's like a little subplot, like with a mood ring. That in this.
So apparently she has a mood ring that I think she gave it to the little girl to like hold on to, and then he's talking to the little girl about it because they like it was a mood ring he got her.
Actually,
but
it was
also,
Mark Wahlberg's mood ring.
okay, she got it for him.
Yeah,
Then.
for him, yes.
But also at the beginning of the movie,
Romantic.
John Leguizamo's character Julian,
Johnny Legs.
yeah, Johnny Legs,
Yeah.
who ends up leaving his daughter behind with them, and that's why they end up
Just
with her.
leaving his fucking child.
Yeah.
Like, what
And
the
he said,
factual fuck?
He says to Alma, "Don't take her hand unless you mean it."
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like menacingly, like, okay, man,
Like
fucking
she's
slow your
like
roll.
She's
No,
taking
again,
your fucking kid.
another
Okay,
character.
we're saying your kid runs through the
Another
wild. then.
character that makes no sense. Like another like no parent would leave their kid to go look for the other parent.
Plus,
They'd be
there's only one spot
Yeah.
in this Jeep.
No.
It's a kid. Like,
Yeah.
kids don't take up any room.
Yeah.
You can literally put them on top and they'll probably die of the same thing, but, she would have died, but still.
No. Also, what I love is that like everyone disappears from this train station within like 5 minutes once they all realize
Yeah.
like shit's going down.
Like,
And
do
it's
they
like,
have a car at Filbert?
everyone on the train somehow
yeah.
escaped. Like
They like jump, like, and
Yeah.
this is a comical scene where they all jump in the windows of
yes,
cars.
it was ridiculous.
Like Dukes of Hazzard style.
So, but then they get picked up by these nice old people who are like, "Hey, we have a place we're going to."
and the
then
guy
you
is
do
that guy that is always
Yeah.
a goofball. Like,
Yeah.
he just looks so
Character.
dumb.
Also, who was driving Johnny Legs' Jeep, Mike? Huh?
Oh yeah, did you see?
Oh, I forgot.
Friend of the podcast, Brian O'Hallahan was
Oh,
driving.
yes, that's right.
He
That's
wasn't
right.
supposed to be there, and he was driving it.
Exhibit Steve did.
Also, the weirdest cameo. You can see the side of his face for like 2 seconds. I'm like, that's Brian O'Hallahan. And then we looked it up, like, yeah, it is. Why is he in this movie?
Why? He's like, money? Okay,
Well,
money.
actually, this was filmed in Pennsylvania, New Jersey area where he's from, so I guess
So I
he's,
was a
maybe he's like,
I
hey,
feel
can
like
I be in
they are
this?
like
It's day
director
drive.
friends. They're like, oh, we'll
Day drive.
we'll do stuff together.
I was in the
So-
worst M. Night Shyamalan film.
Oh God.
Sorry, Brian. It's fine. You're fine. You were the best thing about this
Right?
movie, for being honest.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
Just seeing your face, I popped, you know?
So there's multiple conversations about feelings.
And
Julian also at the beginning of the movie, just more setting this up, just all the, he literally says to him, your wife wasn't ready to marry you. Like, we just happened to hear him saying this to his, like, best friend. Like, I saw your wife at your wedding, and she clearly wasn't ready to marry you, but then
he
you
just
guys
saw
got
her,
married.
and then that's when he saw her.
And
Yeah.
I'm also mind your fucking business.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole. So anyway, he leaves his daughter. Clearly, he's an asshole. So then there's just so many conversations in this movie about feelings and how it's like, it's hard to show your feelings sometimes, but, they're there. You have them, and we, just feelings, all the feelings. Feel your feelings. It's like, oh my God.
Well, see, that's when Alma became a better person when she started showing her feelings.
I
She
guess.
was a
I guess
horrible
so.
person before that.
I guess so.
Yeah, and then she became so better.
And then I really cared about him by the end
because
of
she
the movie.
cared
Oh.
about Jess.
So I definitely was also looking for symbols in this movie because M. Night Shyamalan loves his
Signs, you mean?
symbolism.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So there's a scene in the restaurant where they're all talking and freaking out, and on the wall are all these like metal shaped leaves. They're like hanging on the wall. They're like a wall decoration. But I was like, leaves. It's the plants. It's the trees.
Well, they also like the fake plant. Like he's talking to a plastic plant.
Yeah,
in
I
one
know.
scene. It's so funny.
So the radio's and power are down already. These people are like, oh, we're gonna stop back. They have like a greenhouse. They're like, we're gonna stop home, grab some stuff, and then we'll take you out to like they had like a cabin or something.
Well, before
where
that,
they're,
how
like,
does Johnny Legs die? We gotta talk about Johnny Legs.
Oh.
Leave this movie.
So then we cut to
the funniest
him.
guy in this movie, also
Yeah.
probably pretty much pound for pound the best actor in this
inadvertently
movie.
funny. Like he's not supposed to.
No, but the best actor in this movie too, pound for pound. And this Jeep,
Besides Brown O'Hara.
this Jeep drives from 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds. It is insane.
Like it's attached to a rocket engine.
Yeah, like I've never seen anything accelerate like a Lamborghini accelerate like this.
Well, and
This
we
is a
heard,
Jeep.
like,
A Jeep Wrangler.
I think it was on the radio, they're like, Princeton's been hit, and that's where he was going.
Yeah.
So they're going into a place that's been hit already.
But they still go, of course.
And they see all those power guys, like, hanging from their thing. But they're like, we'll just keep going.
Just keep going.
But guys, see, like you can tell like they're starting to get affected. But then Johnny Legs does a very heroic thing. He starts telling math riddles.
Oh, God.
Which everyone's
He's
excited
like,
about.
I'll keep your brain working
Yeah.
with this math riddle.
like,
Just
What
focus
if I
on
gave you a
me,
penny
yeah.
a day and then doubled it every day? How much would it? And like,
I
you're
know.
like, I'm done. I'm done with this movie. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
out.
out,
Like
man.
just right
I'm
now,
out.
I'm falling off.
I think I stopped taking notes around then.
Yeah, so I was thinking to myself, I'm like, is this couple gonna get killed because they're so nice to their plants? They were like talking to their plants. They're like, don't worry, babies, we'll be back. I'm like, oh, can they live? Because they
Yeah, the
love
plants
their
should have been like, these guys are
They
nice
should
to
know,
get past.
yeah, right? So they finally come to apparently this crossroads where like everyone from every other direction is like, it's hit okay, so I'm sorry, if it's hit everywhere around there, like you come to a literal crossroad in every single direction, everyone's like, it's hit there, it's like, you just fucking
You're just
stand there
dead.
and wait
Just lie
to
down.
die.
You're
Yeah,
dead.
like you're not escaping this.
Or like tie yourself to something maybe. Like I don't
Because
know.
in the one scene where they're in the road and they see the
In a
bodies,
tree,
and
that
of course
is-
she's
that
like, please don't let it be bodies, and it's like, of course it's bodies, you dumb bitch.
And you
like,
think too, like especially like something that like at that point you're like, okay, it's environmental. Like maybe
Yeah.
if you do tie yourself to something and it goes away, like the wind blows in a different direction, maybe you would survive it. Like
Right.
your inhibitions are going, I want to kill myself, I can't. Oh, now my inhibitions are back, and I
Right.
do not want to kill myself anymore.
right? Exactly.
Oh,
Just
no.
let it go. Yeah, maybe
No.
surrender. Right?
Nobody was thinking about that.
Guys, we missed like
Um,
one of the best scenes in the movie though,
What?
because it was so forgettable. So it's this little tiny scene where Mark Wahlberg starts. He says, "This is like basically, it might be the cough syrup talking, but." I this one woman and blah blah, and she's like telling us the story dish out to like I guess make her feel better about.
Oh yeah,
tiramisu.
he's like, and then I went into this pharmacy,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, the girl was there, and she was like cute, so
So
I
I
said,
didn't even want the cough syrup, and so she goes, "Are you joking?" And he goes, and he just nods, and then she goes, thank you. And I was like, what the fuck?
Because I would have broken the fuck up with you right now.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, okay, like, so you just like mentally tortured her for like a minute
also,
of scene?
stupidly. Like, she even knows. She's like, are you joking? Because she's like, give me a break. And he's like, okay.
But she also thanked him, and I was like, what? Don't say thank you. Say fuck off. Like, what the hell?
So
fuck off.
We get to this like ragtag group of people who are the only ones left,
and
Inspector Keto shows up, and he's like, and he was like,
there's also those two kids, which
yeah,
are like, they're both going to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're not only here for death.
Yeah. So, but he's like, oh, I know this place where we can go. It's only dirt roads. Like, you know, people don't go there because they're like, we have to stay away from big populations of people or whatever. So they go, or they start on this trek to go do this. But while they're doing that, this woman's on the phone with her daughter, and her daughter's like, people outside are dying, and she says, I love Mark Wahlberg in this movie because he's so over the top, like dramatic. So she's like, so bad, "What do you mean?" Her daughter's like screaming over the phone. She's like, "Everyone's dead," and he's like, "What does she mean? Everyone's dead?" It's like, everyone's dead, you asshole!
Like, literally everyone you've seen in this movie is dead.
This guy, at this point, is their de facto leader. And
right.
This is the words that are coming out of his fucking
Exactly!
mouth.
Like, he's the one who...
What do you mean he's dead?
He had already talked to the guy about it being the trees, and now he's, like, forming this idea that maybe it's the trees, but then he's like, what do you mean? Like, he's so, just... ridiculous. It's anyway.
There's also lines like, what kind of tree is this? At one point, like, what?
Who gives a shit, man?
It's a fucking killer tree, dude. And he goes, I think it's a maple, and then they start singing.
No, that's what I mean. He's supposed to be a scientist, and he fucking doesn't know like anything.
He doesn't know anything.
Like he doesn't. He was the most unconvincing person playing a science.
So guys, you're like, can this movie get somehow crazier and more fucking bonkers? And it does, because they find a house. Like after the two little kids get killed in a different house. They then
you're like so way ahead of me. I took some pretty good notes here.
Where? For what? What did you take notes for that guy?
Well, no, I did write like basically so they come up on a house. They come up on a house, and the two teenage kids are getting really pissed off because they're like,
which is I didn't write notes for this, so I was like, this is so
this
so
pissed
stupid.
Me off so much.
It was so stupid.
I'm gonna kick this guy's house.
We're gonna beat in the door and stuff, and he's like, would you stop? And the thing is. You're a teacher. Like, fucking physically move them away from your problem. Yeah, exactly. No, and he was just making it worse. He was the worst.
Guys, come on, you gotta stop.
So, and then they get shot.
Wait,
and
hold
I was
on.
like,
what if he was being affected, but only mildly?
Oh.
Like maybe there was a person that was immune, and it was him.
Oh. He's like, let them die.
Yeah.
He's like, it's part of my brain. It's turned off. Just want these kids to fucking die.
Also, though, those kids got fucking hot murder.
Yeah.
Like the one kid got just all the buckshot in his chest.
Yeah.
The other kid got shot in the fucking head.
Yeah, like half his head went.
But then he's like, everybody else better get out of here. It's like,
well,
you're not gonna kill them too. You're not gonna kill two kids.
It's a double barrel shotgun, man.
You still killed two fucking kids.
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't see the kids. Like, he's got all the slats out.
They had kid voices.
No, I mean it's stupid. I think in this I was like, I'm really glad the trees are killing everyone, and then I said the worst part of this movie is watching the humans be assholes. Like that's really the movie is about humans just being.
Well, and this is really what M. Night Shyamalan wants you to believe, though. Right. And I was like, no, I eschew this.
I was just mad he killed Inspector Keto. That's why I was just
fuck
Kaka, I am dead.
Yeah, and the people like they just all shot themselves. So, anyways. I also wrote, I love when Mark Wahlberg's character would just say the most obvious things, and then she would fucking just repeat them. She would say the same exact thing, just in different words. And I'm like, who's writing this movie?
So I think they were trying to like show that like, oh look, he's how smart he is. He's like, you know,
nothing felt that.
Yeah.
Not a single line he said, even when he was in class, felt like he was smart. I put the dumbest smart person.
More symbolism. They had that sign that was like, you deserve this. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, humans deserve this.
No, we deserve it
for watching this movie. No, exactly.
Yeah. Like, I was like, no, I'm not even going to buy that shit. Like, fuck you. Fuck you on the show.
Yeah, so they finally find some shelter, guys. Yeah, they get to this house with this
like, what could possibly be crazy about this?
It's a nice house.
And then it turns out to be everything.
Yeah. Well, she had no power. Like, they did notice that when they walked up to it. They're like, there's no power, there's no phone lines or anything.
I don't need power. I go over there myself.
Yeah, and then she's
I drink my own urine. You're like, okay, cool, man.
And then she's like, I guess I should offer you hospitality because that's what a nice person would do.
So she's a sociopath. Okay, so that's what they're trying to tell you. She also calls her lemonade lemon drink for some reason. Like, why? That's like a word.
Drink.
I've been in hiding so long. I don't know what lemonade is called.
It's not lemonade because it's made with her urine.
Yeah.
Again.
I mean, she has no contact with the outside world. Where's she getting lemons from? So.
She grows stuff.
Yeah,
she says that she grows everything she needs, but she's not really good
at
it.
In Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's what lemons.
She said she's not really good at it.
That's why it's called lemon drink. It's like, it doesn't taste like, it tastes really bitter. It's way better.
It's motion in my penis.
So we get the speaking to MacGuffin guys. The slaves used to talk in the Underground Railroad in the speaking tube.
I fucking hated the speaking tube. I was like, why do I care about this?
Also, because it literally came out because she was like, oh, there's a barn out there. What's in your barn? And then she was like, this is why.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Yeah. She was like super unmedicated. Like, I was like,
she just clearly was a woman who lived on her own because she is on the spectrum.
She deserved to be on her own.
Yeah, and exactly.
Like, oh, cool, a hermit. And then just more ominous music, and you're like, okay, here we go, I guess.
Yeah. But the thing is, she was just, the crazy thing was, like, she was crazy and definitely uncomfortable to be around, but she didn't, like, physically hurt or threaten them in any way.
She slapped
the one girl on her hand.
She said, don't tell me your damn news.
Yeah.
Did part of you want you to have her kill them, like, and just finish them?
I thought you were gonna say Mark Wahlberg and her have sex. That was a lot of chemistry.
Thirsty.
Like, there was some like thirst chemistry there, and I was
like,
hey,
tell your mom I said hi. That was another
why
thing.
Is there chemistry between these two actors?
That was another thing because they're up in the room talking, and then he comes out in the hall, and she's like, I heard you whispering about me. He's like, no, we weren't whispering. He's like freaking out. He escalates every situation that should escalate.
At
that point, though, I probably would freak out because I'm like, this bitch is gonna like murder us. Like, she's
but so then he goes and like looks for her in the morning, and there's a room with a door open, and you're like, okay, that's like
and there's something on the bed you can't really see.
No, you can see the feet and the little kid feet. They're not like these are not real person.
It was
feet.
A fucking doll. Like it was clearly a doll.
Clearly he looks into the room and sees this doll that we can't see yet, but we can see the bottom half of it, and he goes, Mrs. Jones, like there's not even like a bump in the bed. It is a fucking doll laying on a fucking bed.
Then he walks all the way up to the doll and still looking at it. Why? First of all, you know this.
Obviously a doll! Like, what are you doing?
That's what I mean. That's why...
Did Mrs. Jones turn into a doll?
His character was the worst because he was so idiotic. Like, and it wasn't part of the plot. He was just stupid.
So she like basically says, she's like, leave now.
She loses her shit.
Yeah, she's like, leave now. And he goes, can we talk for a second? See, I'm a teacher. What the fucking line? Like, was this like written by like Tommy Wiseau or something? What the fuck is this dialogue?
Not to mention that. So if they stay just the three of them together and they're super chill, supposedly this thing will like leave them alone and they'll maybe be able to find another shelter, right? So I don't understand why he felt the fucking need to like try to get this woman to understand what was happening.
You gotta love me!
Yeah, it's like, no. You just need to leave now, okay? Just like go. Clearly you're just screwing yourself over even more.
She's gonna skin you.
But then she goes and dies, and it's like, oh, well,
literally just walks out and dies. Like, oh, this is obvious. She's gonna like get a shotgun or something. Nope, she just walks outside and dies.
To her.
Oh yeah. Okay. If your brain turned off the inhibition to kill yourself, I love the ways that people's brains are thinking of killing themselves. Like she literally is just smashing her fucking face into this house.
A wall, like a wall.
Just into this house. In this house, just smash your face.
Like you said, you'd just keep going until you were dead. You wouldn't then walk 5 feet and then do it again.
Well, I think she was like, I want to smash my face into glass.
But why? Why would your brain do that? Like, doesn't make any sense.
And like, she's a sociopath. Maybe like she'll want to kill them too. Or that'd be
theoretically. If I wanted to kill myself and I'm here, I'm gonna find whatever the sharpest object is to stab myself with it. Like I'm not gonna like. I'm gonna smash my head in this table.
Like Johnny Legs when he's on the ground, he's like.
Just sets his wrist. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I would do. I wouldn't just smash. I wouldn't be like, I'm so mad.
Like, that's a map. There's like, what's the simplest way to do this? Okay, boom, dead. Like, although we should have cut up the vein, not like a cross, but that's
like with the gun thing. Like the people see the gun, they cut that. I kind of like that scene, even though it was like stupid. But
so it was just like, how can we do this? Is gonna be so hardcore.
Yeah,
like, how can we do this?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we'll have it shoot, but then we'll put the wound on his head in the blood, and then we'll have him fall to the ground.
And you can't see.
It'll
You
be
see their
one
legs,
shot.
You see their legs, and then you see their hands. You see them fall.
Like he thought he was so brilliant, and I was like, I mean, this is like compared to the rest of the movie, this is brilliant, but it is not.
So why didn't they die?
I apparently didn't get this part. So.
I know exactly why, because he says it just stopped. He
At
literally says
9:52
it stopped.
a.m. It just stopped. Nobody explained why it stopped.
It just stopped.
Yeah, it was 9:58 actually when it showed them going to the barn.
So
the whole barn
we're slightly ahead of
scene.
ourselves though, because they're in the two different places. Like, you know what? This is kind of like our relationship. You
By
know?
the way,
like,
she went into a barn with a little girl when they knew there was fucking trees killing people outside.
Yeah.
At this point,
went outside to a different location.
Like,
But you guys, that's so they could use the talking pipe.
yep, talking pipe.
Well, they didn't even know it was there. It was Mark Wahlberg, because he's like, "Oh, where are you, Alma?
You can
Where
hear
are
them
you, Alma?
perfectly.
Yeah.
Jess, Alma?"
You could hear them like they were in the room
but
from
they
the pipe.
couldn't hear him until he had his mouth up to the.
No, that's exactly what I was saying. Is like they would fucking hear you too.
And they're in a smaller room. They're in a smaller space, so
Yeah.
it would be easier for them.
By the
to
way,
hear.
this slave talking pipe thing would be terrible if you were Underground Railroad shit.
Well,
Because like they'd be whispering in there, and you could hear them in the house, and people like,
Oh, we're gonna get him now. Like, no.
no, bad idea.
Oh, it's just this tube. We're gonna leave, I guess.
Sound must be the wind.
Yeah, but see, guys,
TV on here in 1865.
we found out about the mood. A little more story about the mood ring too. Let's not forget that, because this is some good character development.
At this point,
at the 11th hour,
your brain's not
the 11th
even
hour of
caring.
this movie.
Not caring.
And so they're like, oh, you know, you put on the ring, and then we
ring.
like, guess what is it? She's like, yeah, you said that purple means love. It does, by the way. But we found out later from like her dad or something. It means horny. Which it means love or passion.
Both.
But I looked at this episode like I want him to be completely wrong on this.
yeah.
Just so that I could be like, fuck you when he was there.
And here's another little fun fact: mood rings are huge down in that area of Pennsylvania, like Gettysburg or something like that. Like
well, Philbrook,
4 or 5 of the stores went to had mood rings, and they're like, what the fuck? Like
I believe it.
they love mood rings.
They always
Love
have
them
Is that why
mood rings.
Shyamalan from that area? Maybe.
No,
Like,
yeah,
It's weird.
yeah, right.
It's weird.
But no, they always have mood rings at places where they sell souvenirs.
There's
That's
a
like
ton of
thing.
where
mood
they
rings.
sell
Yeah.
lies. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a ton of mood rings. It was weird. I was like, oh, wow,
I
okay.
have a mood ring.
That's mood ring. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
and
get
so
one.
basically
I'm
they
gonna
find
get
like
No, you already
so they-
got me one. Remember we got it when we
Oh.
went to your
Oh,
hometown.
it's
yeah.
the mood
Port
cock
Jervis.
ring. The mood cock ring.
Yeah, I got a Port Jervis mood ring.
So so they finally like
It's
kind
all
of
sad.
they kind of like confess that they love each other, kind of, and then he's like, so I'm gonna come to you.
Yes.
And you're like, that's
It's like he's
you're-
gonna die out
yeah,
there.
like he's committing suicide.
And it shows you the time.
no, and he says that he's like, I'd rather be with you going through this.
It
than,
also
like,
shows you the date and time of this time, and you're like, what the fuck? Why is it showing me this?
Yeah, but also we're like, so, you know, he'd rather not wait like 5 minutes for the wind to stop.
Yeah,
and just
exactly.
kill himself.
But he
Yeah.
doesn't know it might never
What?
stop, and then he'll die without
what?
her.
Right.
The
Or
fuck?
she'll die in the barn without him.
Also, like,
Romantic.
So, but then she comes out of the barn with the little girl too. Like, sorry, little girl, but me and my husband have to die together.
Also,
so you're
Tuesday,
gonna die with us
9:58 is what it says.
Yeah.
I think.
too. Yeah.
And so you're like,
No,
okay.
it was 9:37 because it's like it's when
no,
it
it
stopped.
was 9:58 because 9:52 is when it
Oh
stopped.
no, yeah.
But it says 9:58, so you're like, oh, I don't know why it's
Oh,
showing
boy.
this. This is the first time it showed any time at all.
Except for the very beginning of the
No,
movie.
yeah,
Very
it
good.
shows at the
But
It
beginning.
shows
also-
the beginning of the happening.
Because it was
Yeah,
the
the
beginning and
happening.
end
Oh.
of the happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you slowly jerk off like, oh boy,
Yeah.
this is good.
That's what
oh,
M. Night
boy,
Shyamalan
this
did.
is
Like,
good
this is
stuff.
so fucking good. Oh, like, okay, bro. His vinegar strokes are in this last scene here.
And so he goes out, and she comes out too, because like, let's kill this kid as well.
Yeah.
Like, let's murder this kid and kill ourselves. Okay. And then he just goes, oh, the event must have ended. Like,
Well,
why are we trying to kill this? Oh, the event must have ended.
Here's what it was. Okay, the trees
That's
killed
right.
all these people to get them back together.
So I think the movie was just for them.
Yeah.
But also, like, give a loving, because, like, obviously Johnny Leg's not a loving
And now they
guy
got a
for
kid too.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Johnny Leg's a fucking douche.
Yeah, like, he's in math riddles, and the kid's gonna grow up.
He's
and be
telling
like
the
a
things he
serial
sees in
killer.
people's eyes. That fuck that guy.
Well, and then of course they have all their like afterwards like, oh, we have to be aware and hope that this doesn't happen again, and you
Also,
know.
this only happens in the fucking Northeast.
Oh, what could be Matt? They tell you why.
Because
libtard cucks.
it's for the most nuclear like power plants.
Oh, I thought it was killing libtard cucks.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. It's killing. They say it's killing. It was Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's guest spot.
It's killing all the libtard.
Like, that's right.
Trees don't care about your feelings.
Yeah.
And that's one for my Ben Shapiro, then two for your Ben Shapiro. I gotta think about that pretty good Ben Shapiro.
You just did a little helium in it.
Yeah.
A little wiener. Ben Shapiro, not a fan of the podcast.
Yeah,
sorry.
if you are,
we're not a fan of you.
Die in hell.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
So like, oh, well, why do you think this happened? He goes, well, this is an act of nature, and we'll never fully understand it.
Yep.
Like,
fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. So, 16 months later, what is it? A year later, something like that?
Well, first off, we found out she's pregnant.
They're on the baby.
Yeah, but she gave that stick.
Like, I give any shits. Like, I don't understand what the point of any of this was.
I think that means they fell in love at some point, right? Because they weren't in love definitely before that. Like,
was that the whole point? Like, they weren't in love with each other, but they were married?
Well, she was getting tiramisu with another man.
Yeah.
Like,
you know
if you told me you're getting tiramisu with another guy, I'd be like, get away from my
brother!
brother!
We get tiramisu every night.
Yeah. So confused.
Well, I was hoping, like, oh, is this a euphemism? Like,
Yeah.
they actually did fuck? But no, it wasn't.
No, he's trying to make her feel innocent, which it would have been better.
Which is
if,
stupid! Then what is going on with this whole plot point?
It would have been better if they overcame a hurdle and still love each other, you know?
No, and it doesn't set up at any reason why they're not getting along.
No, does not.
Like, it's so ridiculous.
Well, no, because she's a bitch. That's why.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Like John Legg's like,
she saw in her eyes.
You know, she doesn't love you. Like,
don't take her hand
what?
unless you mean it. She took her hand later in the thing, though, because she...
Like, no, like 5 seconds later, by the way. Just, and like, literally, they show their hands going together, and you're like, okay, I guess she meant it. Good thing we said that 5 seconds ago. Ugh.
Okay, but this sets up... I wrote the title for The Happening, too, guys, so...
Okay.
France, they're like sucre bleu, avec fromage, and they're talking.
Le happy man.
Yeah, and they're talking, and then all of a sudden everybody starts doing the freeze thing. He's like, oh no,
champagne.
Fromage. And then it's happening again in France, where there must be power plants. I guess is that another windmills? What are they? I don't know what they're.
A lot of
well, it's like in Paris too. It's like a really nice location. It's like by the Louvre, I think.
Yeah.
The Happening to Fleur de Lis.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this one will be written by Dan Brown?
Might as well.
Like Robert, Tom Hanks is Robert Langston.
Yeah.
Directed by Brett Ratner.
I gotta stop the trees, guys.
It's
me, Tom Hanks. I'm back.
It's directed by Brett Ratner, though, so it's fine.
Yeah. No.
Chris Tucker's also in this movie.
Chris Tucker.
Hey, I'm the sidekick. Hey, let's go. We're in France. Yeah, guys, this movie was made.
Yeah. So what do you think it was better or worse
than
Yoga Hosers?
It was definitely better than Yoga Hosers.
Wow!
It was better than Christmas.
Wow! Wow! Really?
That's tough.
Really?
In fact, now I'm thinking about it.
This movie was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
You saw Christmas Sleigh.
Christmas Sleigh at least had
terrible.
entertainment value and tiny panties. Like this had nothing going on.
Zoe Deschanel, she's cute.
Zoe, like I didn't want to see her on New Girl. I don't see her in anything else ever again. Like seriously.
I don't want to watch Bones because there's sisters in it. Okay?
Exactly. Yeah. Like no.
Now I'm thinking about this movie might have been worse than Yoga Hosers because it was just so fucking.
It's just a whole lot of nothing.
It just tried nothing. It tried.
Yeah. Also,
nothing
these were some great actors in this that were used so poorly.
Yeah.
That I never want to see them in another movie.
Mark Wahlberg, great actor.
Fucking John Leguizamo. Zoe Deschanel's a good actor too.
Like, I question it. I question it now. I question it.
Brian O'Halloran was in this movie for 2 goddamn seconds.
Yeah, and they exactly didn't know how to use him. He's just driving a car. Come on.
He could have said, at least, I'm not even supposed to be here.
Also like when they're like waiting, he's like, oh, I gotta get in this car and go. The car like starts driving without him.
Yeah, what was that all about?
Fuck, man. Well, he's literally
like,
coming towards
them.
them.
Yeah, no, he didn't stand and talk to them though for like
he
5
did like
fucking
beep at
minutes.
it, and then he
but
kept talking.
He's already walking. Like it wasn't like he like, oh, I gotta catch this car. He's walking there, and the car started driving. I was like,
fuck that guy.
Fuck you.
Fuck Johnny Legs.
Damn it.
Leave without that guy.
I don't know. This movie was pretty.
It wasn't worse than Christmas Sleigh, but it was pretty bad.
Guys, do I bring the pain or what? Though?
It was better.
Do I bring the pain?
You really do. You make me question.
Guys, remember the other thing on that drive I gave you.
Yeah, we're never watching that. Fuck
Be
that
ready
movie.
for it. We're gonna watch
Garbage.
it. You know,
Throw that away.
I'm so
Whose turn is it next?
What's
I'm
it
so-
called? Tai Chi?
Is it your
Julie
turn next?
Jetson.
Yeah.
Is
I'm
your
so
turn next?
excited. I'm so
Is
excited.
it
to watch
Nicolas
that movie.
Cage?
It is Nicolas Cage.
Oh
That's
my
right.
Wow.
Nicolas Cage is the star of it.
Wow.
He's a master of jiu-jitsu. I'm excited for this
Yeah, but
movie.
at least you know you'll be entertained by
Yes.
Nicolas Cage in that.
Doing martial arts.
I love
no.
Nicolas
Like, have you ever watched a
Yes.
Nicolas Cage
I-
movie
I
and
watched
been
Work-
like, I'm sad I did just watch
I would
Nicolas
watch
Cage?
Working
Never.
Man again, and that movie was
Yeah.
trash.
No, I would 100%. I will watch
We have to
Wicker
watch.
Man
We have to
again.
watch it for this.
Yeah,
We have
I
to.
will watch it.
Don't do it. Because that would be a reprieve from this bullshit.
But we're all doing the bees cosplay. We're all just getting bees, like putting
Yeah.
a big cage on our face and just all. It's gonna be a very noisy podcast. Well, we'll have to edit out the bees, but otherwise it'll be fun.
We'll just do like CGI bees.
Okay.
There
The
you
good thing,
perfect.
because Matt is our CGI
Bees are
guy now.
endangered.
Yeah.
He's doing the podcast editing, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you hear what I'm doing, right? Like next generation
well,
stuff.
I definitely burped there in the original recording.
Yeah.
Guys, burn this movie.
Please,
To the
no,
ground.
yes.
A funeral pyre.
And burn a forest down. At
yeah,
this
also
point.
burn
Like,
the
seriously,
trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck those trees.
We don't endorse forest fires, but like seriously, they're gonna kill us.
These people, by the way, at the end are too cool with these trees still being around.
No, but
Fuck
I
all
mean,
those trees.
through this whole movie, though, you guys, through this whole movie, I just had this strong, pervasive, just building feeling of go Mother
Horniness.
Earth, fuck
Oh,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
humans, let them all just
And
die.
I'm like, burn all those trees.
The whole time.
We don't need them
No, the whole
anymore.
time I was
Fuck 'em.
like, kill these people. Like, I hate these people.
Kill these
I'm
women.
watching their last moments on Earth, and I'm hating them.
Except for
and
Jess,
wishing
she was
for
a
them to
saint,
die.
guys.
She
Okay.
barely said anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just like an
no,
M. Night
she's like-
Shyamalan trope.
M. Night Shyamalan was like, just don't talk.
Yeah.
Don't talk.
He loves that stuff, like the vulnerable girl, little kid.
No,
in
and
his
I
tongue.
love how there were like 2 to 3 kids in this whole movie, and you definitely didn't see kids like killing themselves. So it was like.
Oh, that would have been great if all the kids
So
were.
wait,
like,
what do the
sitting at
babies do?
Or like maybe they
Do
they
the
don't 'cause
babies
they
just
can't.
like die in their cribs
They
because?
found out.
Yeah, like how does a baby
I guess they have a slow death, like they gotta refuse to
That's
drink their
what I
bottle.
mean.
Or maybe it just like wears off. No,
Well, then, I was
they
gonna say,
never,
it definitely
he
wears
never
off.
explained this shit. We gotta write M. Night Shyamalan and talk to him about this. Guys, we're gonna have part 2 of this.
Actually,
part 2.
He did. There is an interview with him where he said it does get explained in this sequel, which is
Floyd
going to
Release?
start James McAvoy as the Beast again. He's back. They're going to bring back Mr. Glass. He's back.
Just bring back random people from his other movies, like the guy with the one Beefy Arm in Village.
Yeah, Beefy Arm's back. He's like, Beefy Arm. The tree got Beefy Arm. He just starts punching himself in the face.
Like,
Until he's
no,
dead.
the Beefy Arm, no! Okay.
Guys, watch. We're gonna watch it later in the water, by the way.
Ooh,
That's the list, right?
good.
Guys, on the Village, right?
Right. Look how long this video was,
Bye.
by the way.